Honorable members, I have consulted leadership and I am exercising my discretion to decide to suspend the meeting of the House indefinitely. The House is accordingly adjourned sine die.
Member BPR Aquaba ever 4 stars of radio TV Atlanta, Georgia, USA. So senior yenina yenumnia channel and so ye dafofroa yeninano ye baby shimina ya junjini o my Ghana was senior city and down bringing a minima bedja for shit mammy amma opa kukujuni ichia it's a for car and wafaya yenyina baby shemu wa hadia nechese yede tintamwa nisa intino mesamo bibiara atnasi ebiom na yefya kwan se omangana ebedi na yenyina so yetumi akofie na akwakoji ahumesani esitie no pepepe intino Dady Kay 4 stars of radio TV Atlanta, Georgia, USA. Samu Kratobia Bomodiana Mufamrende Abefo Mfidini Suntino ye bibia ye no one from him ne ekwechi senia me say hey wafa awo New York Joseph Kwan and Canada and mamiama so ote ne fie tino boom say ye ade bia ababeboa ewo yedwumedie ne ade na so entino frawuni abawuni amane ne ka chense emena so yebekasa afa speaker watching memphazem rashe medium asensen any majority and minority and some ekoso na ebehwe se yen na ye teacher no ichitafo no so ye be den asemo abai ebeboa ma man punto akoso emretia wa aka wo mabeto abai wo mo be ye ne den se wo se enwoma bi wo ho a nhihye bi wo mo je na se atwetwe asensan dia ebekoso ebeyenden o man mene wo de ne ya afa ho enti Dady Kay mesa akamu se mope dwumedie biedia se obi a wobonyom obi a wotwamfoni obi a wodi chiame enu ade nyina bomodia na fabedan ne mfi dwumedie emfama timi kwakwoji menkrato abasisi ane atos.
Akuya.
Yes.
Eti sen.
Boko now so e.
Nyame adom Ghana boko.
Nyame adom boko. Now so e.
Nyame adom me pegana aduane adi wo ho. Enti se wobetumi anya bode ne kontomire ne banchi no de abrem ya nka mani beje pa obi be ba US nyame adom next week.
Na ko de abrem.
Yo. Enti no o de kekani na abom na nipa no ba me de number be ma na wa fro why. Matter. Eni baba.
Bye.
Hey, would they be a phone tarwa? So, and then if I bunch in a body free Ghana, Bremedian.
Akuya, my figure and a but when him say US answer the head so be a Ghana Bianato.
Oh, dear Chrome has a what a hackwa, it's near cost so Hanu winning now on say money me way na chum. Ya the Ghana by US abroach memo Hanum say Charlotte to a tropical market. Ubenya nibi to say enwo macro a horunina a bankwaya a dear good chance him when no subenya biwo a Maggie Sadi ahoro bayere bodie potato brodo enyadoa emu gari wele prekese beans ebro entos milo kokonte momo ne krampo no upebia ubenya bi o Charlotte we
edina uboy na mahu baby pro we na madam fu bi di ho adanse omoton African way nyina
anne sawadam fu ni di ho adanse e kire ode anaye do kretrodo omoton African way GT pentoma ade apempa me shirt kama ade apam manta ade eye dress skirt kawa sandal shoes slippers any coat omutimi sha office any baby bia nyina Charlotte way tropical market etonton bi wo ho no ahwene e se ode beto sisi ana ode beto sa na se ode beto 9 po ni Charlotte way etonton bi wo ho no hwehwe ye kire kwan e wo 396 West Pike Street number C, Lawrenceville, Georgia 30046. Fryer wa telephone number way so 678-682-3577. Charlotte Way Tropical Market, African, Caribbean and Latino market.
Your one-stop tropical shop.
Successfully constituted. The numbers definitely is far above 1/3 of the members of parliament. But by Article 104, the numbers are not sufficient for us to take decisions. And I'll quote Article 104. Article 1041 says, except as otherwise provided in this Constitution, matters in Parliament shall be determined by the votes of the majority of members present and voting, with at least half of all the members of Parliament present. Honorable members, we don't have at least half of all the members of Parliament present. Consequently, in view of the current circumstances, the fact that there is a question on the composition and constitution of Parliament, and having regard to the public interest and the exigencies of the state of affairs in Parliament, I will proceed to, in accordance with Standing Orders 59, adjourn the House indefinitely. That is sine die. I want to quote Standing Orders 59:1. It says, the Speaker may, in consultation with leadership, suspend a meeting of the House indefinitely or for a period determined by the Speaker, having regard to the public interest and the exigencies of the state of affairs in the country. Honorable members, I have consulted leadership and I am exercising my discretion to decide to suspend the meeting of the House indefinitely. The House is accordingly adjourned sine die.
Anudia kokoti speaker na wodi na nudi sem ediba esanse na nipa dodo no eni mahemedwemu ho a ombetu mu dwumedi ni so aniti na watwe asensan na ahai na afenyo marking so edi onuso na nudi ediba ti sa anobaba ye ekoso ewo parliament ye na wochi a etwe moyi enti yegusu ye hwe na Supreme Court so dia or the abetechire enini wantin yebeye ensem no ebisebise mu kakra ansa na yatoso na ansa meko afinya makizoro menkoma ye mamia mama akwa
yeah
bibia bokode
yes I don't.
Okay, good. And I mean she say minsaka fire what fire. Okay, what for you? And Jim, some if she say, it's just for car, so Papa, it's here, it's for a car. Cheers of a car. Hello? Say, it's just for car, Mohamunim, Abe from Fidi, and I had the judgment, you know. You're going to take a few new markings, so na Yembra.
As you may be well aware, there was a decision by Mr. Speaker expressing his opinion on Article 97 of the 1992 Constitution. That opinion led to a declaration by him that those members have vacated their seats. Proud to his decision, I had brought to his attention that there was a pending suit at the Supreme Court, which pending suit was to seek certain interpretation of Article 97. In fact, Mr. Speaker himself acknowledged that on the floor of the House. As a result of his decision, the majority caucus expressed its disagreement with his decision and gave a clear indication that the matter will be pursued further at the Supreme Court. So on Friday, another process was filed by me, and the Supreme Court, in a unanimous decision, determined the matter and ruled, among others, that one, Speaker's interpretation of the law was wrongful, and that the Supreme Court was staying his decision pending the final determination of the case. In other words, his earlier decision to the effect that those 4 MPs, that is MP for Fomina, MP for Aguna West, MP for Suhum, and Amenfi Central had vacated their seats, was nullified. In essence, we are law-abiding. We have heard that our colleagues say they disagree with the Supreme Court. They've been using unprintable words on the Supreme Court. On Sunday, the minority leader, my respected colleague, Dr. Forson, led the minority caucus in a press conference whereupon they told Ghanaians that today they will come and occupy our seats by their own proclamation. MPP, our tradition, is a law-abiding tradition. Our forebears always use the court to correct the wrong. Since 19...
Adudia kokoti eye afenyo markings eno so ne die no de ba na mi say saade we ediment me ho ase aba ye mrahemedwom ene yen sumpo ankrankra yete omanga na mu na ye bebisa say eba ne say yetie ye hwe Cynthia Morrison onpo ne die no a eba say or say won kobium echiri no akwakoban say yesi watwe asan entino akwakoyem ensem bebre na sa mrahemedwumi a yatwe asensan eho asem na ye ba beka no sisi entino menhwe say misaka ejia esafo aka papa eja bibia boko die
otwedi ampo ene de mama yama 2 thumbs up me bomise mo
about Godroni ayade
and mama yama ene de ya men call too extreme ene de so your bad time
send you ene wo so men call extreme se wo ko extreme dia na je say odon enti ye to so medasi ejia esafaka senia mekai no wo like here na wa share ma afoforo so enti bi wa wote be wo busuan ne ade na mu say ani say ye no ye nya ye ho aton ye ene ye wa ha nemom Ghana eda ye nyina ya kuma so ye dwene ho esan say eye dan ya ye besan akoye chiri ye mu bia me fancy eni afi kakra no ye bia dwene say obeko fie na wakakudi ni dwuma sania esa na fata enti no sisi ano akakoye majority minority sisi ye nim oniku a woye edom dodo ni edom kuma sisi ano abra speaker be kasa no say watwe asensan no ana say enipa miensa wotwe wo mu nkonya no esi ho no Supreme Court edi anudie ba ya na so omudi omoso omo nimdie beta echire e ka say entwentwen so na so aban say sisi ano parliament break it down sisi na yenhwe nia akogusi sisi enteno minima bejafo wusu awo no betumi edi wo opinion adi aba anase ba dwinkyere adi aba wochro Facebook, YouTube, fakwa obehu all the social media handles no fa wodie fabra na yento aso esanse ye ina ye Ghana enye amanyoko mienu anase miensa dia enunti ena wo se mene wo etumi ekasa na yenya amanyoko bi ka ho enya ne otoso miensa ene enan a then everybody will sit up so Intino Mamiama
Papa
Intino Mimbisa wo Intino what is your take on speaker ruling ya suspending parliament indefinitely say you would made yebudi say you were impuntu you maybe ewo say ye before the end of the year na yako suspension TC no what is your take who won't say
Dady Kay bigasi bichia asafaka jasafaka bichia wo fa yawne bichia wonso ani atiefo nyina na every day ye say speaker otimi take that decision no say sabe ye nyina and members of parliament no omudwin oman ho say they will be here before elections na akade omuye na nkomunye because asem we ebi esibida esida and MPP for omudini priso epamo guy no our parliament in terms our party no mu e ka access wakoye independent dia and the uncle ni baby na omuso monso ma dia so nye it say bi access dio na parliament last week e ka ho say any Supreme Court and about finalize it so we president now we vice president speaker na wo ho na ono so ye na djuma now he doesn't interfere with the court now we're finalizing the year say for 9 or we know and the seats cannot be vacant it's your conferential hall by the time be number some month and one force no you get my player no and ever MPP for Nyama wa parliament say biano ASL o medisika won kofo your best handis and nyama no ma continue yes that intervention is very good. Now, over back one, tax no good performance. No, anything for no majority no. No much be is 11 no. So because 11 no, omo fire no, omo can say omo the any baby up to now no. 11 is carry you. COVID sika omo ti work. It's an intervention from God. Say, yeah. Now, coupon any wisdom. Sabi, sometimes you have to use your wisdom. It was the sort of wisdom, no. As a speaker, I know what keep playing. Against that, I can talk about Ghana because I can't be sure outside the straight job, but your mind ready. Said to question, I can be ready to fight. And that person, the guy said that time I see, either 2020 no Osla sorry for MP back so all sorry not if you ever to and you be down so say Tama omoya last day of the parliament before session no and also so your phone raho no it wasn't supposed to be so up to now we haven't found the soldiers and a good say so because that tension we have so said about Tuesday you go nipa your man wants to make it in your body wisdom this says because or this are a no a very good obianko homeso still and this in a majority and so when we come back they come back they're going to continue and it shall be so
okay so Mami aka ni tie sa NDC speaker nyame ne yi edema no ama ne di sa anu ye ne ediba ya sisi ano NDC ene eye majority nti no menko eye ijia esefaka papa
kwabra me da se me chia mami ama wonu hwa mo babesia honya agro ya santoa Four Stars Radio ya santoa mo kwabra Dady Kay no machia mami ma machia onso na obama me kwana mama kasa dia na fi machia etiefo the most important hwe Dady Kay no ansa na meka sa parliament asem no mami acknowledge nipa bi wo Ghana. Number 1, your Ghana security forces me bombing some maw me applaud you papa for the kind of discipline I will show say now they want the correct movement of Ghana. Had it been the previous era sir and kasisi anka Ghana said the current parliament behavior we put up no and something serious ABC Ghana. 2, the current ruling body, the government organ, and say what me ama security in Ghana, how it looks now, because I'm entertaining some fears. I mean, yes, of me chenkom, but me entertain fears. So, where are surrounding countries in Africa? Military instability or no, they want to involve Ghana, and I'm sensing that dangers. And you see, I may applaud the security organizations in Ghana. They have performed wonderfully good. And yes, sir, say government, you know, and so any woman and go into a mommy here. Before elections or after elections, there might be something, because the current opposition in Ghana, I'm scared of them. Not scared, say, but because of background, I don't trust them when it comes to security. Ghana Nibia words, let's be very careful. Now you maintain the type of security that we have in Ghana, because if we don't try, me sure said a siko, not even the behavior of leadership of parliament is telling me something that I'm scared of. Obenyansa for yebunube na yenkanasem. Last week we did debate we by me catch the personality of the current speaker that we have in Ghana. Would I go back to repeat myself? me hold on kakra, because we're a political gymnastic leader. The Atosubium may applaud the Supreme Court. Share a mrebia ye bana ye ka a yana yen sipo. Ye were obia autonomous said the judiciary, legislature, and then executive. But so who come vividly into governance, the Supreme Court has got powers over the other 2 branches. I think the media makes it fall. If the Supreme Court, they have the legitimate powers over all the bodies that we have in Ghana. And that is what at times yentimin kamunukre. See, yentimin who say ubia ye autonomous, but in every rule, I said it last week, there is an exemption. Into to me, no, Supreme Court, actually say they have the legitimate powers, executive, judiciary, executive, legislature, and then even let me put the media also on top, that whatever steps that they are taking, they should be very careful, because somebody supreme is there. And I will applaud the Supreme Court for coming out for such a decision to make things calm down. And to me, when it comes to the speaker, I told you last week that speaker that we have now is not serious. And if I'm not mistaken, I don't think the man really knows the job that he is doing well. There's something lacking. So who the is that majority leader Obekasa also there's a Afenyo Marcus. You see, look at the intelligence backing what he came to say, and then that of the one who says, say, only the leader of parliament. You see, the evil that men do lives after them. Inti, unuya body. Now the end of it, ungo bu abroad that. Intimidate. What I'm trying to say is, the parliament that we have now, Ghana is not for them. So I'm cautioning them. Say, omunye very careful, because last days are always dangerous. And then where we are in Ghana, the position of Ghana when it comes to governance, we are claiming to be the peaceful country in West Africa. And look at the surroundings. West Africa, the surroundings are being governed by military. If it's not, as I already said, not the intelligence and the country loving like military or the security forces that we have in Ghana now, the whole West Africa, we come under military rule. So as I've said, I applaud our security services, and I'm pleading with them to keep that kind of maturity up after the elections.
Okay.
Now, sure. I applaud our security forces. They are maintaining peace that we have. But as for parliament, even the leader, I don't trust him because of the background of where the leader comes from.
Sure. It's for car and yet Nkano. As for the leader, he doesn't trust him. Fakwa will be a way water. And is it Fakwa Aponche, a pen or dinner fufu at a milk or fire? What am I cover? And promise saying. Yes, you go suka kaka mitemuka na miniaje de biana mekaze abefu mfidie ni ntino Fakwa wo bia na yete wonka ete yensaka we de na jese yeto dwumedie no aso ano no parliament ya watwe speaker watwe parliament asensen na ye bise mu se wono wodwani sen esanse wo mo wonnyoma nhihye ye bebre wo ha wo se wamuye ena sisia abanu se ya suspend no ntino omano ni kankro ena ye pe na se ebeba ni se ahokyere na yewo mu no ahokyere ye ahokyere mu dida eno so ye bekoso yakọ ahokyere no mu enna mebisa se wono wadwin echiro sen se ya twen parliament asensen sisia ntie over.
Okay, thank you very much. Dady Kay Metiana. Metia, me school panelist so one motive to be kakra, but me my you. One motive.
What Debbie enyezi ya midika boy wona wanti esanse na wo mai. Okay. Speaker. Mesambo. Kakra besaba.
Okay. We dey what board that so we dey let me say me margin. And Mechia at Yefujina, Mechia, the incoming president, President John Dramani Mahama, and Professor Gina, now Pukwadimai, Amo, 7 December, Yebabe, Letio Mona, 7 January, Mubabe, President, Abegi, Fisa, Sumne, Kodana, Bresenia, Mania, Edina, Bria, Amania Makoda, Yamagana for one tom, no beer, DD Peche, Nagana for DD 100. Ghana 4 person Musa did purchase and I know me did purchase in 2015 Mama Ohono. Okay, Asamna Webisano say bag we are suspending parliament. What? We are suspending indefinitely, right?
Yeah.
Aha. Name Taka Meka found is I don't want to talk my about, but the only thing is like I told you that we have 3 arms of government, right? The executive, the judiciary, and the legislature. Bagwin has the legislature. And he is the 3rd gentleman on the land, like I said last week, we President Akufo-Addo Mneba Umia, so many were Bagwin Nebe Ruby country in the complete time of November. So Bagwin knew I'm Chief Justice never. So what they are saying. And to the Bagwin or opposition change Chief Justice. And what Bagby did, Bagby one fumum rebia. He operated based on the constitutions of the legislature or standing orders and or the ayejuma. Like I said it last week. The parliament require the standing orders in ayejuma. It is some rules no apply pepe. And our precedents have been set down by this government. Ronkwe affect ya to ho. The question here didn't ruling a year again. I think what Bagby did, even Omunipapia and the appear to be. I say what Babin did, that's what he was expecting from him. And Chief Justice Adina Oye, the former director of Ghana School of Law, I say what they did is uncalled for. They have no right to do that. Because I told you, said the three arms of government, they operate separately, but there should be checks and balances. But that doesn't mean, say, Bakube Soreno are imposing the power on the other. No, none of them has that power to do that. Like I heard somebody say, the Chief Justice only power Bia or Babin. So Babi is number 3 or the 3rd gentleman on the land. Babi knew NSP when your friend said Chief Justice, the one the position is switching and Nyonko. And then you can sit somewhere because you control the court, you have been applied, and then they parade people, and then you just rule because you are performing you are doing the bid of your boss, the one who appointed you. If you do that, you are not trying to bring justice to the country. What they are saying. And Bagman is trying to tell themselves nobody supersedes him. Our power channel. Into some moment, so I will go by this and let's see how the whole thing works. In other words, what Bagman did, we don't know when you call them back. But our person will be any power and channel because Chief Justice only power and change Bagman. Bagman comes before Chief Justice. So Bagman knew any ever Chief Justice the next person to handle the country. And son of president need vice, baby, could be on back. And it's all yeah. Then I also exercise my powers and let you know, say, you can say maybe or catch it or chairman to say, what is his position in parliament? Okay, so catch it, Dady Kay. Or besides, who position here then? Hello, Dady Kay.
Meet you, pa.
Yeah. Also, Bisano. Chief Obisa, that maybe not chairman challenging baby. Obisa, so what is your oil? I'm number 3 in the land, and it is true. I told you here before. Who chairman are number is saying you better can't be brilliant about so. When you are talking to me, you have to respect that. Chief Justice must respect Bagman. Bagman is operating as with the standing orders of Parliament. Parliament works with standing orders, and he applied the Constitution to. And even in the MPP, their own money, principles and whatever they use to guide their party, So who free party and so resign from party, it's their own party policies. And then Kofona, yes, I know more independent, more by being going out from Umbra. What are you talking about? When your own constitution tells us, say you can't do that when you are in the party. And then we are launching free party, and then you have said free party, and then you former communication director, Boabin Asamoah, and then you free party, because or support you be only a year, and yes, sir, is it not the same party? Why is Hininto out of the party? He has been excluded from the party because he was supporting Alan. Who here Bibisa, you are not in the party again. Mankasa mu constitution po then you now stand and say you are ruling against what and what. Now remember what the other aspect now okay say nema bebre why so omoye. But that let me state it clear here. Nema bebre why omoye but that man way there was bibia nye o bibia say into bibia ni won betima ye biom. The almost changing finance minister and things are getting worse because on one hand, the Nabesho like white elephant. Because I didn't say that I need to have a show to me and to me, fighting the by economy. He's just being represented. That should be on the better on the TV, say, on also a finance minister. Because work of fast someone slow with you, so you cannot do anything. Foco. It is only when we change this government and we bring the 24-hour economy because before economy no better start here work. As I stand now, there is no economy. And there is nothing they can do in parliament to change this government, to bring any better thing for the country. And the bad means so into our suspended to the time I ever to about Bibia, hey, ye mamuko parliament could farm rabbi baskura Bibia new beba, the papa biamba, and the bonino it will be increasing our problems rather. This government only came to create problems, and they will continue to create problems until 7 December when Ghanaians will kick them out. It's bad suspension on the abano and affect government business. But
okay.
Papa or why so munya or moon can want them who could a moon trust in Omo for Iba no Makoye.
Okay.
So Mobeka bill be as a bay nati below or more the BB Bebo at the Papa be anywhere the female about government and Kanya Ina many and then as I speak Ghana Nibia the 24,000 Ghana city. Mahamata near 4,000 almost and they will be a bad dedicate. Oyin wo Ghana na so wo baby wo Ghana akwara de ka 24,000 ni ameti America 24,000 ye yin nyina ya kasa obi ade ka 24,000 Ghana cedis wo Ghana mahama ta na 4,000 omu so omu ti bi da enye 4,000 any 24 de hin eye enti sa ban we de say yo mu be implement policy bi o emfa bi di papa bi aba asey awie enti na bag me ya suspend or ka treaty justice ni say we need power to rule anything over him enti so suspend ye yin na the only bay no fire ni enhwe na me no me wanna so say wo there you can nobody can sit down anywhere and do anything. We are operating a government and we have to follow the rules and regulations of what will be better for our country. Nobody can sit somewhere and say me will be Chief Justice no nyobia the manual here.
Sure. May I say wafayao and also we Chief Justice no obia dinile mo na bagbin waka until wa wuti and so wo hwe and so wo se for agent brother Kay me besia.
Our leaders have always used civil advocacy. So the bailiff of the Supreme Court has just informed me that the process of the court, that is the ruling of the court, has been successfully served on Parliament through the Director of Legal, Mr. Nanateria Och. So we thank God that Parliament at long last has subjected itself to court processes and has taken service. So we look forward to Parliament respecting the orders and the directions of the Supreme Court. So that is the good news this afternoon, that the bailiff has just served Parliament.
And leader, what does it mean for tomorrow especially?
Oh well, it's not for me. But what is important is that Parliament has received service and there is no other question again, no controversy. The court ruled that its orders be served on Parliament, and upon being served, Parliament should file its defense within 7 days. Parliament so far has demonstrated that it's law-abiding from its conduct this afternoon compared to last week when the same Director of Legal was not ready to receive service. Now he has willingly received service. They didn't have to throw it at him. They didn't even have to put it on his table. He has received it, signed for it, and that is the beauty of democracy. So I think something positive is working somewhere. Let's see how it goes. Like I said, MPP will use brain work, no brow. We're not going to organize people to flood the precincts of Parliament to make noise with placards. We don't need it. We respect the law. Let the law work so that there can be peace in Ghana. That is all we want.
Grateful.
Guys, are you ready? the court has given its decision now. I mean, the issues that you had raised, the court found favor with you. First, your immediate reaction to what has transpired in court today.
Well, this is MPP. The founders of our tradition use the court to do right. And true to it,
where you cocotte afenyo markings and water and to a bonus so I will patch say NPP for the womope asumdre nemum we what say NDC and wompe memfan say asumdre womope etutuosem na so yenyina no butie bi meso metie bi na woso wadwen ekyerew sen enti me ko mamiama ho mamiama
papa
enti wodwen say yemblemi MPP say womo atwentwen so na womo ama enwema dwumedie wo so mudi ewo parliament na abaso say yatwe we asende MPP ne yemblemu na na say yemblemu hina
afa yema ke na okata no ne yeblemu ono and because we are very good who any man say and the very a friend saying and this is for upper seat, you know. That is why they stood up and then they walked out of the parliament. Who but Mali said, he who fights and run away shall live to fight another
day.
And you know, Jania Kohi, as I became the dragon of war. Why didn't you stay in parliament to fix it? So, now say petrobula, so opposite now, or no speaker, no, so bad, she cost this is the they go back. Yama, also parent now of parliament of Makanyama, so what on any MPP follow, and of course, we did maybe Adama, myself to celebrate everybody. And for that, Mupa, 45 years, 55 years. Over parliament, Mosa High, and I'm the buy, and the SCC time, SCC houses, SCC hotels, and Yama, Atu Ton Seglement, the BPI, Nama prison. Parliament is in recess, and that is what it is. When they come back, NDP is in a majority, FPP are going down. Among who say, and they are going where a signal, where Daniel writing on the wall, no, every day, no. And Sana Assisa, Yankoponsa Abum. So Ghana is going to get their freedom. Yes, to me, trust Mamu Yamu family and friends. Come on, by Sisamra, and Chitia Kong, Ghana, India, and your Mudia. And you from Africa markets, and India, and your MP before dia. Ghana is Ghana for all of us. So we have to follow the rules and the constitution and then go with it. They say, Senyamia Duma, sometimes they have the constitution and Yeduma. The NDC bar, and the Abuse constitution, Yeduma, and Yeduma. And the Abuse law, Yeduma, Ghana, and Yeduma. That's almost a bottom of man just here. And almost a say khaki and ladder. And the bottom of my Mayashia, almost a khaki, a wohono, and ladder, a khaki is khaki. 80 million American.
Ah, sure. Mamiama and Okana Kaki and yet led into the NDC bar, then you can see everything moving on smoothly. And do you think the MPP caucus may be blamed for delaying the government business by boycotting the Parliament House?
So he shouldn't, if you don't want trouble now, you sit down and you let the law. Uncle, what's last year? And give you a parliament for enquiry section.
Oh, okay.
But you stood up and walked out.
Right.
And it's they have been defeated. That is why shamefully he's coming to say, and then this is for Usho Mwa, gentlemen, at 2 forces, Sabi Wewina, the epic force, plus Napoleon Kasa, almost a number 2 bomb, no matter traffic. Almost what do they call it? Coffee tomorrow today. And sell four, Papa, where I and I'll buy a penny with you because once see a kufa don't you know, ever throw past some and I'll put traffic. And yes, no.
Hey, Mammy, 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 my two book a crack.
asɛm no kan no ɛyɛ asɛ kwasi asɛm no ɔsi obi a wadwi asɛe no ɛna wokɔ ndc ɛna wo sɛ wadwi bi some stupid here ɛsɛ sɛ penny hɔ na ɔmo de ɔmo kasa adeɛ ne kyerɛ
na ɛno na wonti bi da wonti bi da wonti bi da sɛ ndc fo so ɛtoto bi ɛma ne mpp fo saa nti no sɛ ɔno ka na wo so bɛka ne kyɛ sɛ
80% ɔmo kasa saa ɛyɛ mpp ɛnɛ kene de japan wafɛre ɔno na ɔtumi ka nsɛmfo kyerɛ biribi ɛnɛ yɛbisa no interview ɔsɔ nkasa ɔnkasa sɛ deɛ ntia na ɔnkasa wɔma fɛre ɔmo anim agu ase ɔma wo sɛ the wall nyame ntwerɛeɛ no aba wall no gye sɛ yɛkɔfrɛ daniel ba ana hwan na interpreted yɛ ɛna asɛ ɔba bɛkyerɛ ɔhene no ase asɛ wata akofo ado wakasa ɔntumi nkasa balamia wakasa ɔntumi nkasa they know that what they are doing is wrong they know
Joe. Mate, Mamiama, I can't tell they know what they are doing is wrong. You know, main Twaso Minko Eja Esafaka. Do you think the MPP caucus must be blamed for delaying the government business by boycotting the Parliament House? Say, more, first of all, yes, I say, more boycott, more free, Mashimujum was if you're Yefshi. Into Yemblemoana, Sisi and Ankasa, and Wuchri. And we so Eden who abinti Ejasavaka into you.
Yeah, Cobra made that say. Dear Dick Kaino. Mamma and Cassas Winchell say, Amamu ye the Yansa and in dear and ye the boomai. Bessa Ufaba coupe the boomaya Amamun and Koye. So what trans in our share opposition as ye was a now, Omo ye patapa opposition because of their background, where they came from. Tiasma can you enti Oma Junibia and maybe Trasiano a ye patapa june. Common sense in governance no. It do maybe na ye jan kakra atwe near the patapa. Even nimdia krano ye the nimdia kakra bi na kapatapa ho, and we don't rule like that. Hwe amamu ye nyansa I just say wonu obi etu anamo na enipa kro no wo hwa wo nyansa bro nipa kro no so a da bia sunsun fidie na nipa kro no metom say normally yana me pese me bo political parties me I like supporting individuals more than political parties, but because of the question, let me bring NPP Emrebu Kakra. Share NPP for no enim say. Sisi an omu de nimdie knowledge and wisdom and a dear chere opposition for and I say opposition forces here say and ye patapa na edibu man nyansa and nimdie. So wotie omu nipa na wokata na Debia wakasa wasi emra so se wanyiru ho ansua nwoma emra no wonti ase enu tin ara no me kan say ye panyini na wo parliament wo ye concert man and it has proved itself Michel Komankaba
a concert as you saying a concert saying
what go jira ho now the opposition papa no wonim emra pa but enam ni background to the drum bia no the patapa.
It's a way walk from article 1992 Constitution
and article interpretation. No, if you don't take time, you can even miss the interpretation. And the best me come out here and say, "Abamu omubu omani sesiano." E di fidie betu ho e hwe se opposition for no betoma na na fidie na yiwo mu. Enti no ebrebia se wo no bia ya ade a be very, very strategic. Nesus minipa no fa no ko because you see I say enka ebia parliament o wan go me kansen bi na oman na be ye wo policies kra wontimi mfa ento ho and emra parliament heading look out what the ruling government look at what they are preaching to the people and look at the opposition what are they doing just coming to talk. I heard one of their that young man yes this one information director say you overcast or kansen bi a lawyer be of free Cape Coast. What is the name? Mercy, I'm not good at names.
Ejapa
Mesa, or whatever he's called. What yes, sir? And you perform me no to lawyer for me to war. Now what tea lawyer Bakukasa, now what tea lawyer Bakukasa? What me say, Nimdia, and in Yansa, what the two choir, de papa. And you know, the MP before you know, they set a trap. And a trap, no opposition for abetomu, and they have to use common sense. Now, omo enya quite preach omo and cemetery Ghana for no more mode patapano. Say, see, omako shebotom. That is nyansa and in dear. Besa what the bakupen nantia, and maybe a utosini. So if you sit down, we have analysis. What yes, omuko parliament no more kasa. Utimi say a kubi wo ho a wo muto sini kra. When it comes to governance, now Ghana what the a crew mienu bi etu nsaniani a utimi say balance ni greater. Enti no meno me feel say MP before no a wo parliament no wo ma use strategy. Na strategy no are working on their behalf. And that is what governance is. When it comes to democracy, you should be very smart, knowledgeable, and use common sense. Common sense is a gift from the Lord. If you apply it well, the bia wouldn't kunim. But if you misapply it, now feel say u background ni patapani shishia and juma. When it comes to democracy. Because democracy no be betumi abedino ebikura hwe obedi do atem just patapa oba kukukukuku wotrase na ne kukuku ni nyina watrase no wawe no na odi bibia beto pa obon se hyehyere na woni pa kronkra be useless. Enti what the MPP did, their trap was set up na chi ade won say papa ni gina o ye joke say yesora ye ka say when it comes to democracy, legislature, judiciary, and then the executive will be our power. So the yes can say so if you say legislature no power no you 100% autonomous. I didn't know because suspension when a ruling came from somewhere. Oh, yes, you. Yeni ebebe cheri na ye ma omu ko school omu mu ye politics omu mu ye economics obi a wo ye bibia no wo sua free what we are seeing now, and it's a very practical aspect when it comes to governance, because obi be trust no fit say oh say me hu odin hwe papa no de bia mebo ni din do di gay and lesbian call parliament na akosi saying
Sam George
akosi saying sia. Wow, a pribia wo ya dia.
It's still pending. It's still pending. Yeah.
Akusi saying me I mean parliament. Me se me ko na sa se me wo ka se me fan ko to border me fan ko. Common sense would tell you say why do you have to adia wo so umpe? Don't give it a chance. E even the kosi here. Enti opposition for no e de patapane kukukuku she no mapim.
Sure.
Omo governance and ruling government and so ruling party no womo so transia no mo di nyansa
sure
abeka wo de patapa no ho no mo di a kire mo se de mo yeri nyina enkosi aga emra adinkunim enti sesi ane de ye beka bia ye beka be sesi a nimdie ani nyansa ana ye adwuma sesi a medase
sure eje esefaka asene yesumu mfidie ena mfidie no apawon yentie ohemra
leader so you know leader please so
NDC honorable your side looks excited with the speaker's decision.
Oh, there's nothing. Why do you say so? When the landlord vacated the house for the tenants, wouldn't the tenant jubilate? You are the landlord. Ghanaians have voted for you. Take charge of government business. Then you run away and leave the business. We were ready to do the business, but the speaker said the numbers are not there. It's a numbers game. He doesn't want to condone illegality. But this is what happened today. The speaker, after giving the ruling last week, yesterday received
another decision from the Supreme Court. So the Speaker met the two sides of the leadership and said he has received a decision from the Supreme Court, and therefore he is coming to communicate it on the floor, and we must come and sit down for him to communicate it. The government side, MPP government side said, unless the Speaker gives us an order that we should move to the left side of the Speaker, they will not sit in the chamber to listen to the Speaker's decision. But this is it. The Speaker gave a declaration. So there is a declaration which has brought about changing the status of the House. Then you go to court to challenge that declaration. Until the Speaker communicates that declaration to the House, the former declaration stands. But you are refusing to comply with that. And you are saying that we must comply with what the Speaker is yet to communicate to us. Who will listen to this? So they shot themselves underfoot, and that's why we are doing it.
Leader, now that the House has been adjourned, indefinitely, you were seeking to, overturn some, what do you call it, taxes on some of the...
Yeah, in fact, if they had not challenged our ruling, and the ruling has not been accepted by both sides, and that's why the Speaker said, if you, the leaders, MPP leadership, NDC leadership, you can't agree on anything before the Speaker, then how much more will your supporters do? And that's why the Speaker adjourned the House meeting.
If the two leaders of the party could not agree, how much will the supporters do? Interim, I'll say it's a numbers game. It's a numbers game. And Timiko Wafaya, do you think NPP caucus have to be blamed for delaying government business or more boycott to a year parliament? It is the numbers game. Wafaya, mint you. Hello, Wafaya.
Yeah.
Okay. Me say, would you say MPP for Yemblemi MPP for say we delay a buy input to Juma is and say we free parliament we ja parliament ho ko nti MPP for na Yemblemi wana because we know dodo kabia and ye di Juma Yemblemi wo.
Yeah, like you read, who boy in this yati, and the blame should be shifted to them. Already they are the people that were causing the problem in the House. Ruling now a Supreme Court in the Abano, you are forcing us going to comply with it. What nonsense is that? To comply with what the Supreme Court has.
I don't know what to do on it. Is it a nonsense? This can be.
What nonsense is that? You should apply. You should.
What's a Timubium?
Why is Abenyo Martin there to control Bagay? Abenyo Martin no wine. Who is he? And that is what Bagay is trying to put them on their toes. Don't laugh. I'm serious. Because Abenyo Martin cannot control Bagay.
But you can. You see, there are so many terms you can use. But nonsense. Are you serious? Are you serious as a young man? You're coming out just because of political affiliation? You just want to use any.
He talks as if he's on top of this world. Who is Abenyo Martin? Who is he? Let's speak the fact and nothing else. Who is Abenyo Martin? Or Abenyo Martin is who? Before Bagay. And then he should Bagay should control with the ruling from the Supreme Court. What kind of nonsense is that?
Hey, Wofaya, come on. Oh, say.
You will suspend the thing.
Debbie, you can. Wofaya, listen to me.
I'm referring my nonsense to Abenyo Martin. That is what the statement I'm making.
No, Abenyo Martin's going. To me, can't back when say nonsense.
His posture in the chamber that doesn't make it. He doesn't respect anything. What kind of nonsense is that? He's to who is he? Who is Abenyo Martin? Who is he? And now Obi Baba Catcher said they are backing with the law. You be there saying you are law, be tilting the law and stuff. It's only at this era that the judiciary will be operating this way. If not so, we have never seen it under the Fourth Republic, where the judiciary will decide to do things on their own because they think they side with the ruling government. Instead of you to perform and then do something for the whole nation, you are working for a political party. And everybody can see it. Nti afenyo market won't even go to parliament and tiati obia. You cannot shout on Bagbe or you cannot control Bagbe because what is his number in what is his position in Ghana? Afenyo market in position. The same thing Nana Oche Mensa ya Bagbe Bisa and say what is your number? I am number 3. Afenyo market in number is. I mean let's say it as it is. Until the thing is numbers and you are running away, you don't want to you want to control the speaker. Who is Avenue Market to control bargain? This is what I'm saying. But
I'm saying, sometimes you just have to be very careful.
I am referring my nonsense to Avenue Market. I'm referring my nonsense. What kind of rude behavior is he putting up in Parliament? Who is he?
No, I say no. What the only the court.
Is he the first person to have read law or what?
Yeah, he took it to court. Yeah, he did not say. Who repeat you? You are just repeating yourself,
He want the Bagbe to let them so they should go and occupy what do you call it? Majority position. The majority is not yours anymore, and you can't change anything.
But why do you rush to be majority? I don't know, rushes, sir. If we're suspending here, why don't you wait? Because we're only some few weeks away. Why do you rush? Obia rush giddy. Why?
We are not rushing. That's why I told you from the beginning that.
But this is a rush. I mean, what you're saying, you are rushing. Mufi said, you when you feel speaker, near speaker can
Enti dia Bagbe way afenyo market ye kukuku so omunko omuno omuye majority o uye majority onye enkosi mumfa twemba o minor na modi akosha mramu accept it and stop that kukuku thing that is doing there.
Okay.
They are the cause of it. They are the cause of it. Like you play the tape and the man was speaking. They are the same people causing the problem. But they think, you come there, you are making as if you
So why do you? I didn't know when you bring Avenue Marquis.
Maintaining because you are some other do of Parliament. One, I hate.
Are you? Wofaya, hey, Wofaya, calm down. Calm down, man. Calm down. Oh, say this is what we say all the time. Only kunwa. And as a partner who didn't know, a partner own to me and Cassantre Avenue Market. So, and to make us be very careful. What you say? These people are friends. They are friends. The back door, they are friends. When they come to the spotlight, then I go say, but they see themselves being a third person. You just have to be very careful. So, and yeah. Because of affiliation to who agitate yeah, that is not good.
The same thing now Osei Chambers and Review or what is your position? I am number 3. What is Avenue Market position?
But he used to be the majority leader. If now or me a minority,
majority leader and so what? Majority.
Okay, yo, Mati, yet was so wofaya ena menene feso ewa hano amanyukuo mienu ye nimuo every 1992 up to this day wamwano maseo mine. All these two parties ena wamo aseo mano abepim sisi and nobody can tell me say hey I'm better off because obiaba when one comes one act worse than the previously. It really doesn't matter. But what we have to do is to everybody exercise your voice to go and vote. Go vote the person of your choice. So whoever is in it's your authority. With power with 2 million and intina ebedu samria amanyuko for womoba. Ebi besifufuo ebi prapra near dear because of your one vote until your vote count. Don't listen outside, but we are sitting on and your air coso na wufi say yet so ubetoma amanyɔkuo edi kan na sɛ toso mienu that's fair enough na mom be careful enkogina amanyɔkuo bi echi enkonkonko ntokwa wono no what in the baby. And let me repeat this thing again because I know a lot of Ghanaians, you know, in nimusa oniku na wokoto aba amano no wotifie wono wotifie wona woko akoto aba enkudi nyamna sembia wotu abowia dan ho na kofie ne ebesi no eye denya bako bedi nkunim ena bako so bedi enkugo enti enkonko ye wano bache so ana say bia wunya akwanya biba efidie so a nia wo boso no ena wo beka ene ena wo ka especially ya na ye wo akwantuo mu no ya na ya no je ugokodu fie a efie ye fie enti no wanhwe wano ka say ye a o kire bi ugokodu fie na wo ho akwakwachiro enne so no abefo mfidie ni enti no enuma nyina etitani won say ye ya na obi akwakwacheba mecha mu abesisi a yentie MPP for Omani Sembium.
We are Democrats. We don't believe in violence. We don't believe in mischief and unnecessary political chaos. We came to court believing that the court will do right, and indeed the court has just done that. The rights of those MPs have been reinforced, as well as the rights of those constituents who elected them. I will leave the Ghanaian public to peruse the full ruling of the court, and then the discussions can continue. But let me thank my colleagues in leadership, especially the hard-working majority chief whip, for all the support and his industry. I thank senior members of Parliament, Uncle Joe Gatti, Honorable Kennedy Japan, not the least Uncle Katie Hammond, and others who have been supporting me. Again,
yet so enchebiana mefifidi mo akọ nyasa eni obakofo trimo enafi obakofo enchiri odamfo enti sene ya kan fakwa aka bedru biano enchebiano yebeko isanse emre eni ho emobia madamfo bi no ka say time time emre enkaso yenimre enkaso sa enti yemhwe sisia no MPP for say yes recall say yes I am ko mrashe mejumu na sa recall is it in the right direction mwankasa no mufiti sa boycott ya say ma boycott no twice emprino na sisia do mo frese yensa ko mfaze mrashe mejumu enti wuhu ni say how do you feel like do you think say wabi was say one so etu nsa ede from ana say we suspending on je say ye the suspension sa ka kopim say ye beto abawie mamiama memtio MPP for a boycott no twice what is here and is here or say yam recall into yensa yamra what do you think
that is it
metio
omuno mu law no if you say sometime no they should respect the law. Now, before the turn on, you see, as a Pakasi, NDC for the Kakashi, Rollins, to correct this, Rollins was as a military man. He was tortured by us. They answered the catcher and said, let the blood flow. And now, or no, or yes, a military man, He thought that democracy would be good for us. So he handed over the party, the whole country to be in democracy. So that should be corrected. Now say, but can say, Asante 2 see. On the what fashion amount 20 pounds, so 30 pounds a year into Asante 4 I better again to that. I call Asante 4 them. So sometimes we have to correct issues and we shouldn't dwell on our past. Let's keep let's take a bay and Ghana Bay. The Ghana that we met was good. The Ghana that has been going on and off is good. It was good. This time the MPP for Nankasa Kase MPP party will Abasomedia and yet the MPP omunim. And conforming MPP, people respect MPP. But and yet MPP now conforming and yet on the air quarters here. Now, whether they say a ordinary job now boycott here, who will call you back? But when I quite to say for do Juma and the mouthpiece of the country, I mean, whether they like it or not, whether they are called back or not, whether they are in parliament or not, whatever it is the law, this is followed. Say you're proper. Say, as they say, Agwangbawi or the majority in my NDC, they should take it back. Me, Sanyama when you here, sir, are too forcing any African Muslim. They come from the same town. That is a make sure picture or movie a little or movie.
Semi Medicaka. May say Medicaka. Until who come once more. Just be careful.
And apart from that, they are friends. I'll send you a video. Maybe I'll send you a platform.
Okay.
But that's not the case. And yet, I'm now for pointing out, your party.
Right.
And now, whatever you do behind back, you who anything now, worry MPP leader. And now, your family, sir, you know, your MPP. It doesn't help. And then, you will not catch you. Say, look, either Trump or Harris, they don't know me, so I don't care. And you baby, I really don't care. But what is right is what is right. Let's do what is right. Now, when it comes to what is right, I saw me come before I said, NDC for Banom behavior. I want to know say Kakino Bilegano. I don't care whether a mama or yeah, we should stand out and say, look, it is not proper. But not because we are party with you be blindly supporting them. It's not fair. At the end of the day, there be somewhere we can if 2 elephants fight, so far. Let's talk about Ghana a little bit. Let's also concentrate on party. If the boycott the speaker have to call them back, he should call them back. If they come, fine. What it is. If the majority belongs to NDC now, it is. It's there. It's of one MPP for no much can say. If you leave the party and you go and fall, you
independent.
You are no more a member. So what is that problem? Is it true or it's not true? Is it true in their own constitution or it's not true? And then you fumble people's hands and now which will see the hands now one body seems someone kasa. The body Takashi one look at the display opinion of Bronyo or whatever. The display on national TV, you want to minimum any fast DD Nana Opopajima. I mean why? Wow. When you are fine. Now NDC for be yapa, yes, NDC for at least NDC have shown very, very good discipline for the past 8 years that they've been in opposition. And now she hasn't insulted one person. Even though the insults are coming from CSC Ghana, I'm on the same one. Why not insult your mama? Does he come out to reply? No. Either you are arrested or he'll come and reply you himself. Let's give ourselves a break.
Okay. Okay, Mami, let's give ourselves a break. Let me follow Niawo Canapa because I think your Mac is near to force in Wamuyana. And yet, Omunkwa, Wamu do they are all family and friends. I'm always very careful talking about them, and I say making some kind of statement. Tomorrow you see them not wafere. Politicians, they are always going to be politicians, and from left or right, they are still politicians. Minko Eja Asafakawa, is the MPP recall in the right direction after boycotting Parliament twice? MPP for recall a year. meja parliament ho empire no yakọ ne asọrọ ne yakọ anu nti na babi a suspended no nti no eja yenti o fakitu ebitato ne menko wie wudi wo fa akrakra ne yemfiri yankọ
yeah kobra me da say share lack of common sense in governance a big problem pa sad democracy ya Ghana ko en ama mahu say if you use only one, either you use knowledge only or common sense only, or you use both. Look at the differences. Time will not permit me. Can remember about 10 instances. Now, look at the two presidential candidates here. Ghana, the major two presidential candidates in Ghana. One is either using common sense only or knowledge only. Look at what comes out of that person's mouth. But also, you see both senses, equally, and look at what comes out of his mouth. And when it comes to politics, you have to be smart. Now, the MPP, say, Mufi say, well, Obi abitimi ajedu but is it not working? Let's say the opposition has got majority in parliament now. Is it not useless, senseless? What are the benefits? We are majority, but you are staying home with your majority. Are you not sick? While we are less our parliament is still not making any sense because you are home.
Just because they don't have the numbers. Yes, they don't have the numbers to pass in the law.
What I want you to understand is in governance, medical answer a question whether that in governance use common sense and knowledge. And that is what the MPP they have used. And it's working on their benefit. It's working. It's common sense. They have used it maturely and wisely. Because Mimi Jones is here, member opposition for about 2%, member MPP for 99.9%. I don't care where you tag me for. Because I follow common sense people, not common sense and knowledge, not somebody who is using one aspect. Here, I'm not good at names.
Afenyo Markins.
Afenyo Markins. Me did not come in nipa na me bonu kama me mo nipa nkro di ansa na ne ba sore. Me de Afenyo Markins aka ho. Hwe Mr. Kwaku ani do ho. O kan ho a won say na Ghana political party ba ku ho na ne to sase pete.
We parliament
nyabutre o de o mama me ka we no masi ma parliament de dem maka wie majority minority ni nyina say yes useless because they are at home hwe na bi mo nyansa mo ma me bom di ntie ni o Afenyo Markins me de na ka ho Kwaku anyi do ho hwe na bi hwe Samia Wuku tie di na me bo no hwe Atik Mohammed very sensible guy mo maturity. Okay, here Dr. Kwabra Dumfe, sisi akwa bu ni doctorate no. Won say nyansa any knowledge no dey aduma. Won so waye din. Enipa mi bom din nyame de baako Dr. Bawumia as a person, not his political party. Nyame de Dr. Bawumia tiasma mi kan yo. Or the KB ma Dr. Bawumia ma na be bie Ghana nkoso. But enipa mi bom din ebi ne ba beto aso e di Ghana atwa.
This week
Kwabra Dumfe, won so aye din. Ma me kam me for ma me do ka ho. Because me sham kom amoma hu say yes. Current information minister were yoba. Not Kaneshi MP were yoba. Sani pafuo amabobo mu din no. Nyame be use baako when Dr. Bawumia nyame di kia ma Dr. Bawumia. Yeah, because of your MPP, but him as a person will be big Ghana in Koso open market. Anybody who is listening, right today's date, as a for coming America, Nyame di Kibiama Dr. Bawumia will be big Ghana anymore Nyamso, ewo West Africa and Africa and even the whole world. After that, will be a kwana no di be trap kokono. Ghana be trap kokono. E di amabobo baako e de be cross to our success. Mark it down. Inti the kwabra person we can say, me the way you chat wo. Afeni me hu say empty barrel makes the most noise and nepa ni da matias here.
Sure.
Nyabutre, Mr. Nyabutre. Empty barrel. Yenya yeshia kura ye kasa enei. So oma no che. So omusunu omuban. Politics.
Sure.
Onye careful.
Mate.
Na politics ubeja hwako obi beba. Yena se mu di deep personalities bi atama. Monwene ho na dachi. Ebia na oswa fa nipa kro na tade ahye. Me asafo aka metiasia. Eno na wo tuo so wo sekan yo meba ma ode akumi.
Okay.
Because nia mo chichire no dachi ye besane amamo.
Mate. Jo midase echia esafaka ne awochichire dachi ubesane wama wunyanku entwa ankwa wo so wuntwa nkonkodu yenti wo fire ne jese yemvie kra wo fire
Dady Kay.
What is boycott, recall?
Thank you very much. Me ni bag me I mean recall you pia. Munko na se o ma boycott o munko. Mu no mbe kwa na o munko na. Na o mu fie no mbe da o munko da. Me na me bag me should not recall anybody to parliament. Akabe 2 months ni ato aba. This government Ghanaians are look at what is going on. You boycott 2 times and you won't recall. Recall for what? Bagwin should not recall anybody. Already Makati was a business be anyone be ya on the babe to table no so ebe bua Ghana. And the Ghana be ko na chiri mo the Ghana ko to amnamu dada. Already we don't have anything in the country. Respect to economy, nothing. Budget, nothing is working. The worst ever government in the history of Ghana. Look at the leadership and what their demeanor and everything, the way they act even shows that they are displaying autocracy everywhere, which doesn't exist. It never existed like that under the Fourth Republic until we have seen under this government. It is only under this government that the judiciary works for the ruling government. The chief, what do you call it? The attorney general works for the ruling government. When they are to work for the state, we have seen all. Odamia display ama yena hu court, ekopie wo court. Animi yebu at time. Ye hu di oye otukoro abeteki over. Look at what she's doing. Also okwa sorry so okwa ko preach and a bibi. Dady Kay wo hu ni comment no. Hantino. They say the evil that men do lives after them. And now no di oko preach e man so oko preach no and oka say bibi. Ade awaye no hu say hanti onwara. The evil that men do lives after them. Ono one esadi ebie na no e kasa same way. Look at that. Onim sa de awaye no wadi boni. Afa wo ye kwa asora ko picha na ko ka say nyame mfa den so asem wa de waye no onim so waye de waye no nye right. And always I feel ono ananu mu ba. As obi adu ate no. Have you seen it? It's only under this government we are seeing all this. Under the Fourth Republic, Rawlings time, ye who said judiciary bia ye juma ama Rawlings. Or they work for the nation. The attorney general worked for the nation, never worked for NDC. Kufuor 1 and 2. Kufuor 1 and 2. The judiciary worked for the nation. They didn't work for Kufuor's party. And the attorney general at that time didn't work for Kufuor's party. They worked for the whole country. Atamel's Baye. The judiciary worked for the whole country. They never worked for Atamel's party. The attorney general by then worked for the whole country. We can go and read meaning to all these things. Though we were following. Mahama Baye, the attorney general, what do you call it? The judiciary never worked for Mahama's party or Mahama. They work for the country. The attorney general by then worked for the whole country. Under Akufo-Addo and Bawumia alone. The judiciary is working for the party. The attorney general working for the party. They are not working for the country. And you come here and tell me, say they are applying with law. They are applying with law. They want the rule of law. Apenyo Maki will come and we apply law. We rule with law. What they all can Nyansa Sembe and the Wosa, they all can with what we are experiencing in the country. Are you getting it? So that is it. Bagbe should never call anybody because there is nothing they will put out on the table there that will work, will bring progress to Ghana. And the Yebeko Chimbo. Yakoto Abagana for 7th December is just at the corner. Number 8 is on the ballot board. In order to bring an end to all these things that are going on, this government that we have never seen before, the autocracy and whatever, dictatorship kind of leadership that we have never seen, and they wanted to implement it on us and show us whatever. Let's bring it to an end come 7th December. Vote for number 8 on the ballot paper is for John Mahama and Professor J. Nana Opoku-Agyeman. So that all these kind of things that are going on, skirmishes and all kind of problems that we are facing, people will just come and they are talking anyhow to us because they are in power. Because when they give power to you, you have to execute it and show your power to Ghanaians and let them know, say, who get the power. Meanwhile, that is the opposite. Governance is for you to implement and make sure that you respect the people respect you. People in authority have to respect the people. It is never done under this government like that.
Okay.
Let's bring it to an end because we are suffering. And this kind of leadership, and we don't want to see it again.
Okay.
7th December should be the end of all these things.
Okay.
So that we start the whole Ghana. Resetting Ghana is needed. In fact, let's rescue our country. Where our country has gotten to, it is not.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yo, yam reseti ya omaya no fakwa yekokudru no not 001. What for your terms no neje say wundi di anopa evia any answer enumere into 001. Either say 100 or 001 to what be mumfa ebi ento Mwazuso Mukoto Jemono. Dady Kay, 4 Stars Radio TV, Atlanta, Georgia, USA, Nia Ecomishe, any on me. Baby, Nessa, into Ayana Mako. What is saying? All the social media handles, na Mako like in the Mashe, and just say you could Nisa. Yeti hey, and yes, yeti her qua. Na ye juno magana ho honey ye free ye twitwa ye na ye fruma nti ye maye anye yi so a eno so ye be ye ne kakra krasa ye dan ya ebi ayinfo nchini ebi edidi be echi sa pepepen na ye kono nti no ye di besi ha se adipachi ya say ye wo he say ye di ndwuma ebi
mpacho
Aden
umaye ma 2 minutes
oh debi emre no
because of ya can say be person me mano ehun bi a history ni wire free a sam ne enwo no hwe anytime bi a ye bekasa emfa military rule to attach flight lieutenant Rollins ema ye nko ye ya omu ni penso justice is saying any ekochi wo mu fie ekokum wo mu bow down when you attach yourself with that's okay way no instances shame mesa dia to so go and learn your politics well musoja ba na ene wadwini bia mofa no soja sem ene patapa edimonimu no ukokunkum justice is gone and it will never happen again. Your president, if you like market, a die ye beto aban be wiem ube collapse.
Echa.
Opa fasa o se me say o mampanyin dada me kan wo nyame dimo. He will never come back to be a president. Market.
Ude Mr. Woodley.
No.
Ebusiafo.
Yeah. Papa. Mo ba chichi nkrofo papa no enu mu ma me nkokunkum mu. Mo ka se yire fia na. Justice nyana mukumu mu na mu government enya sa military rule ko sisa ye nim die fo kokumu mu anya kwa ma me wire aho
wudi
ka se de bia no mbotimi aka ye ya na we se me wo ko ba yesu dani na mu ka yesu dani a mo ba ti
Yedi besi amedamu nyina se mwamutie ye chichi ne benchi na yedamu ase 4 Stars Radio TV me Dady Kay me di chiame meni ma me ma wofa ya ni icha esafo akwa sebo amanyoku mienu efa kwa omuni eko menteme hwase obi ante ne hwase ya ye beka se efidie so kra no so enti ase no so saa na eko nte no mesre ebusiafo ne nuanom a mu wo fie ni na se munsua bibi yensua bibi pa ye beto aba ye krom ha ye wo America ha ye to aba ededin wunti obia no kasa wunti bibia wo kwa no akoto aba na wo konte no megusu ebom dewuru se obia enye ahwehie eba ne se ya anobaba ikitu ebi kra no a na ekwakoye ensem foforo enti meda munyina se dumbidum ya ene ni na woche yebese ya big up to Andy Ajima C Akins Hope Blagochi and Afi Maxwell Wilberforce or Muna Ghana. Well, money producers, Moon Foni videos in the Adina or Monomoto at the Maname Ewahananka Media and Fidi a Babato maintain me boom any prep me who Fakwa Minam. Eternal Dady Kay Macramo say Unia Bibia Medica Kayano Wope and Krato Bibia Bomodiana. Fabatu nimni shage median enfama money and yefe sa and a one nation, one people with integrity, one voice, 4 stars radio Macramo.